Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's Lebanon Redevelopment Commission meeting. We'll begin this meeting as we do with every meeting, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And Madam Clerk, if you could please note, Dr. Taylor is unable to join us this evening. And in a true calm before the storm, many folks are not in the audience yet. We have no old business on the agenda other than the approval of the minutes. I would entertain a motion on the minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion does carry. Thank you very much for that. That'll take us directly on to new business. We do have one item under new business here, and that's the amendment of a declaratory resolution on Patterson Street. And we're going to invite Mr. Cameron Starnes up to give us a brief overview.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening. Cam Starnes with Taft Law. I'll come clean to you right off the bat. I am a Crawfordsville Athenian. So I hope you will not hold that against me. As I recall from my days playing tennis and baseball in high school, I'm in enemy territory. But I appreciate the opportunity nonetheless. I represent Patterson Street Partners. They own a particular property on Patterson Street here in Lebanon, Indiana. Acquired the property after it had been used for some industrial operations. I'm not sure the exact nature thereof, but the prior owner of the property left it in not the best state. And so a lot of what my client has been working on in the intervening years is accomplishing demolition and environmental remediation of the soils and groundwater of that property stemming from the prior operations. This commission previously approved and designated a project-specific allocation area, footprint allocation area for that site. However, that was done in support of a potential TIF bond to incentivize redevelopment of that site. At that time, the building that had previously been on that site was still up. And while it was very much in need of coming down, it still had some value as an improvement in the assessed value calculation from the county assessor. So here we find ourselves a couple years down the road, and while we appreciate that approval, the costs to demolish the building and to remediate the property and the cost to now redevelop it in a vertical sense are such that we thought we would ask if the commission would consider essentially resetting that allocation area to calculate the base as of January 1st of this year, when the building was not there, and therefore the assessed value of the property, the base assessed value is lower. And I believe in working with your council and your municipal advisor, that's what's before you this evening. I will tell you from a project standpoint, my clients, Patterson Street Partners, did break ground on redevelopment of the property about 2 or 3 months ago. They were previously before the Planning Commission here and have rezoned the property to support a spec industrial building. They anticipate starting to go vertical within the next month to 6 weeks, and they anticipate it will be up and fully occupied by July of next year. And again, in accordance with the zoning, to support a new user, a new employer here in the city of Lebanon. So it should be a good, at the end of the day, we certainly, our interests are, we think, aligned with the city in making sure this is a good outcome from a property that had been sitting vacant and empty and sort of deteriorating. So with that said, I appreciate your consideration and the ability to be here before you this evening. Glad to answer any questions you might have.
Random fun facts for you. So in my lifetime, that building manufactured artificial Christmas trees. And prior to that, it was actually manned by the women of the area to support the World War II efforts, is what I recall. So
I maybe had heard artificial Christmas trees.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Look at that. Local historian. Any questions for Cam? So So
Thank you very
seeing
much.
none, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Rob, if you'd like to read our resolution in, please.
Well, thank you, Commission. Resolution 2022-11 is a resolution of this commission approving an amendment to the declaratory resolution and economic development plan for the Patterson Street Economic Development Area. This commission, pursuant to Indiana Code on November 13, 2018, adopted Resolution 2018-14. The declaratory resolution attaches Exhibit B that designated the Patterson Street Economic Development Area as an economic development area pursuant to Indiana Code, as well as approving an economic development plan for the area. Pursuant to Indiana Code, this commission desires to amend the declaratory resolution and the plan by removing the parcel listed on Exhibit A, which is defined as the 2022 parcel, from the area, and simultaneously adding the 2022 parcel to the area. This is defined as the amendment. Pursuant to Section 15 of the Act, this commission may amend the declaratory resolution and the plan after conducting a public hearing if it finds that the amendment is reasonable and appropriate when considered in relation to the declaratory resolution, plan, and purposes of the Act. The declaratory resolution and the plan with the proposed amendments conforms to the comprehensive plan for the city, and this commission has previously caused to be prepared, and there are maps and plats that show the boundaries of the area which property would be required for, the location of various parcels of the property, the streets and alleys, and the parts of the area, if acquired, that are be devoted to public ways, parks, playgrounds, and other public purposes. Now therefore be it resolved that this commission finds as follows. The commission finds that it will be a public utility and benefit to adopt the amendment, and that the public health and welfare will be benefited by the amendment. The amendment is hereby approved in all respects. The 2022 parcel shall have a base assessment date of January 1, 2022. Any member of the commission is authorized to take such actions as are necessary to implement the purposes of the resolution. The provisions of this resolution shall be subject in all respects to the Act and any amendments thereto. And this resolution, together with any supporting data, shall be submitted to the City of Lebanon Plan Commission and the Common Council. And if approved by the Plan Commission and the Council, shall be submitted to a public hearing and remonstrance as provided in the Act. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption by the Commission.
All righty, thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate that. So with that and hearing no discussion, I would entertain a motion in regards to Resolution 2022-11.
I'll make the resolution number 22-11.
Motion to approve.
Yes.
And do we have a second? Second. All those in favor of the approval signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. We do have one other item on the agenda. Due to some clerical items, I might recommend that we look at tabling that item until a future meeting.
I'll make a motion, we approve tabling item B to our January 9th meeting.
I'll second it.
We've got a motion and a second to table. Thank you. All those in favor, please signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion to table has carried. So with that, I believe that takes us through all the new business on our agenda and on to our claims. I would entertain a motion.
Motion to pay claims.
We've got a motion to pay. We've got a second. All those in favor signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion does carry. Thank you for paying the bills this evening. And with that, our favorite one of the night.
Adjourn.
We've got a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Mr. Keith will second that. All those in favor, aye. Motion.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes. Have a wonderful new year. We will see you come January. Have a great evening.